If you want to follow along, you can download the 3 images in the link below. Just check the description. Okay, let's go. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to go over just some tips and tricks on how to get something like this. Just little tips and tricks on methods that I use to get my image right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, put together your scene in Daz or Maya or Brenda or whatever the hell you want. Doesn't matter. And light it, do the lighting, do everything, check it out, all good. Doesn't matter what you use, put together a scene. We've done that a million times, so we're not going to go over that again, not right now. But get your lighting right. Over here, basically, I didn't care about the character itself, I wanted the shot. Remember, you're building for a shot, doesn't matter what the bottom mouth looks like, there's my shot. I wanted to make sure the lighting works, and what's nice about this is you can see here, messing around with the lights, making sure I wanted to see one of the eyes, needed to see one of the eyes clearly. So messed around until I got one of the eyes. Nice thing about Daz is in the environment options at the very top, you can choose to render just the dome light or the scene light or both. I do a render of one of each, all three, dome, scene and dome together. And once I have those, I'll bring them into Photoshop. There's my dome scene, just scene, dome and light, whatever, all of them. Okay, 3 renders there, you can see them. And why do I take this scene? The scene gives you like a nice diffuse. So I can grab a section of that eye, copy and paste it, take it back to my just dome light, and I can start just color dodging it and just blending it, taking it a brush and just deleting a bit of it. See that? And what does that do? Look at that. It starts lighting up the eye nicely. That's a nice little trick. If you've got a lighter version of a render, you can take pieces of it and then just blend it in. Boom. Look at that. So you start blending in this lightness. You can see the eye is too dark. Everything's a little too dark. So you mess around with different features, and that's important. That's cool. There we go. Take the diffuse one, the lighter one, color dodge it. Boom, baby. Start messing around with it and start just blending it in, easing it in. And there we go. I mean, look at, it's subtle, but it's dramatic. It's a big change. So you can do this a couple of times. I've got about 2-3 different layers of lighting there. One thin one right over the eyeball, okay, right on the eyeball. One that kind of lights everything up. You can see I switch them on and off, and this is a cool technique. If you want to light certain things and you have just a bit of a lighter render, do it. There I'm just taking away some of that lightness on the eye of one of those layers, those bright layers, so it just all kind of fits in. And look how nice it looks. You start to pop the eye out, which is that's the most important thing of this entire image. It's the eye. That's it. There's nothing else that you need to focus on or look at. It's the eye. She sees something, or he, whatever it is, sees something quite scary or something. Then I mask the eye out, and I can go ahead and I can start messing around with the eye. I can start pumping it out, pushing it out, levels, brightness, contrast, blend it in. You can see, once again, I start looking at all the layers. You can change the whatever of the layers. And that's it. All you need is a couple of images, one lighter render, one darker render, and you can start taking bits and pieces from it. Over here, I thought I was going to do like a nice reflection in the whatchamacallit, but I didn't care much for it. I put it in mainly as an Easter egg. No one's going to ever see it, but it added a bit of texture onto the other eye, onto the glass of the right eye, left eye, whatever it is. And I just took the mask of it, deleted it, put it down, and no one's ever going to pick this up. But the way I did it, it just added a bit more texture, a bit more realism to the other side of the eye. Kind of like I made an Easter egg for myself, and if someone really looked, they could see the eye and teeth of the reflection, but it's not important. And over here, I'm trying to pop out the eye, but not make it too unrealistic. So I start duplicating the eye. I start deleting some of the center, popping it out a little bit in the center of it, the iris, and then what is that thing called? The other side of the eye, I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyway, start blending everything in. Brightness, contrast, hue, saturations. Now here's a nice little technique. Once again, I duplicate that original part of the face. I delete stuff, and this is a great way of making makeup or teary eyes or redness to the eye, which is somebody under a lot of stress or something. Right there, you see that? And then you blend it in nicely. That's it. You check it out, you see what layer works nicely, and then obviously you mess with the opacity. The opacity brings it into that nice redness there. It looks like she's kind of been crying or in shock or something. Over here, I take Ron brushes, some of Ron's brushes, just to add a bit of texture to the glass of that left eye, because she didn't really see a lot. So just subtly make a little bit of dirt on there. I've got some of Ron's bokeh brushes. I put a little bit of that stuff on there just to give that side of the eye a bit of texture, but slightly. Remember, when you do things, keep things slight. Everything is slight. Now this is quite I reddened the eyes a bit to just give it a bit more of that kind of, pain feel. It's just, she in pain, boy. She sees something she don't like, okay? So just redden the eyes up a tad. Once again, I go through the layers. I see what's working, what's not working, what I can delete, what I can put together. And it's just brightening up that light. So as soon as I look at this image, my eye is led straight to that eye. Everything else comes afterwards. Everything else comes afterwards. I put some tears on, but I deleted a lot. I just wanted that hint of a teary eye. Not too much crying, more like a teary eye. Like I wanted little sparkles. And what the sparkles do is they attract your eye also. Little sparkles. So over here, I took a little brush, new layer, and I just highlighted. Little dots, little things can really pop an eye out or pop something out that you want. It's specular. You're drawing the specular, and I pull it right back, man. I pull it right back. I put few little dots. I opacity them like down to like 80, 70, so they hardly, they're tiny little dots, not docks. I don't know what a dock is. Dock. Anyway, you can see I've put that reflection of the bat in the eye just to give it that little bit of a boom, you know what I'm saying? And speculars, draw on your own speculars. There's the original. Boom! You see? Just a few little things, and you can pop your image out. Put them two black bars on that thing because they look cool. Obviously put my signature on it. I like it so much, I put my name on it. But that's it. Once again, I'll go back to the speculars. I just do a little bit more there. Don't be afraid. I mean, you need a Wacom tablet, 100%. But, you can start just drawing on your own speculars, popping your own things out, and it's easy. Remember, speculars are just dots. They're dots and lines, and that represents the curvature of what it is. Little dots in the eye represent little veins, and that's it. Here's the image. I hope this helps. It's just a few tips and tricks to get, maybe it sparks something in your mind or whatever. And anyway, guys, I hope it helps, and thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.